One of the most powerful stories in the Bible is the story of Joseph, a young man betrayed by his brothers, sold as a slave, thrown into prison, yet lifted up to save a nation. It's a story of betrayal, faith, forgiveness, and how God can turn even the worst situations into good. Joseph was the beloved son of Jacob. His father gave him a richly ornamented robe, the coat of many colors, but his brothers hated him. One night, Joseph dreamed that he and his brothers were binding sheaves of grain, and their sheaves bowed down to his. In another dream, the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed down to him. His brothers grew jealous. They said, "Here comes the dreamer," and they plotted against him. When Joseph came to them in the fields, his brothers tore off his robe and threw him into a pit. Then they sold him to Ishmaelite traders for 20 pieces of silver. Joseph was taken to Egypt as a slave, and his brothers deceived their father into thinking he was dead. Joseph was sold to Potiphar, captain of Pharaoh's guard. And even as a slave, the Bible says, "The Lord was with Joseph, and he became successful in all that he did." But Potiphar's wife falsely accused him, and Joseph was thrown into prison. Yet again the Bible says, "The Lord was with Joseph and gave him favor." In prison, Joseph interpreted dreams for Pharaoh's officials. One was restored to his position, but Joseph was forgotten, left in prison 2 more years. Then Pharaoh himself had troubling dreams. 7 fat cows eaten by 7 thin cows, 7 full heads of grain swallowed by 7 thin heads. No one could interpret them, except Joseph.
God has revealed what he is about to do. 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine.
Pharaoh was so impressed, he made Joseph ruler over Egypt, second only to himself. The famine came, just as God had said. Back in Canaan, Joseph's brothers were starving. They came to Egypt to buy grain, not knowing their brother was the governor. Through a series of encounters, Joseph tested them. At last, he revealed himself, saying,
"I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. Do not be distressed or angry with yourselves, because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to save lives."
Joseph forgave his brothers and brought his whole family to Egypt, where they were cared for.
"You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring about the saving of many lives."
Joseph's story shows us this truth. Even when people fail us, betray us, or try to harm us, God is still at work. He can turn the darkest situations into blessings. The story of Joseph reminds us, God's plan is always bigger than our pain. So whatever you're going through, trust Him, because just like Joseph, your story isn't over yet. Follow what the Bible says for more powerful stories straight from God's Word.